makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part.
As you can all imagine, I am not a huge fan of the British monarchy in any conceivable way. I hope it gets dissolved at some point, not just the British monarchy, but any monarchy on earth. I just think hereditary rule, even if it's symbolic and even if it's a constitutional monarchy, is really an affront to democracy. You should not have a situation where the head of state of a country is someone who is picked merely because they belong to a certain family, who had the privilege of being born as the current reigning monarch. So, um, when I heard the news that Queen Elizabeth died, I frankly did not give a crap, and I still don't. And I really, uh, I've been avoiding the news as much as I can this week, just because I'm just I can't take just how much the British news is right now just about the Queen and the King and the funeral and all this. I don't care about any of this. But I do care about one aspect of this, and it's the one aspect that actually has to do with democracy, which is the fact that numerous people have been arrested since the death of the Queen uh, for supposed public offenses simply because they were protesting against the monarchy. And this is a really, really damning sign of the state of British democracy right now, that you can be arrested for an entirely peaceful protest simply because it's against the monarchy. So let's see what has happened. And there's one case that's particularly egregious. So this is the guy who, and I'm going to show the video in a bit, who heckled Prince Andrew. And if you follow any news about the royal family, and especially if you follow the Jeffrey Epstein case, you will know that Prince Andrew was a very close friend of Jeffrey Epstein, and he was figured prominently in his pedo adventures, and was one of the people pretty much singled out by one of the victims. And he was recently he basically settled the matter out of court, which most people saw this as an admission of guilt. He is just a nasty piece of work. That's the nicest way I'm going to put it. And while he was following the coffin in Edinburgh, Scotland, he was heckled by a 22-year-old. And this guy was arrested. I'm going to show the video of his arrest in a bit. But now he's been charged. And this is obviously the more worrying part because, okay, I mean, I still don't think that there was any reason for him to be arrested because he wasn't doing anything violent at all, as we'll see in a bit. But let's just say that at least if you're arrested and then let go and, nothing happens, end of story, that is, I guess, the best case scenario of a bad thing. But no, he's now been charged. So he will have to go to court at some point, which is absolutely ludicrous. And, well, here's the issue. Is there a right to protest at royal events? Well, yeah, you should. I mean, this is supposedly a democracy. You should be able to. And yet, that's not what's been happening. So, one woman was arrested in Edinburgh. She was seen holding a sign with an expletive and the words "abolish the monarchy." She was later charged with a breach of the peace offense. So another one who was charged. Ridiculous. Another, Simon Hill, arrested, suspicion of a public order offense after shouting "Who elected him?" Well, at least in this case, he was de-arrested and not charged, but still, this is pretty bad. Yeah, later that day, barrister Paul Polesland tweeted to say a police officer told him he would be arrested if he wrote "Not my king" on a blank piece of paper. Mr. Polesland was holding up in London's Parliament Square. Yeah. So there's numerous, obviously, the legislation that supposedly protects people from these things. There's also a lot of controversy over a recently passed act known as the Police Crime Sentencing in Court Act, which give police a lot of power, a lot of discretionary power to arrest people over supposed disruptions. And I think in this case, it hasn't been used, but let's just say it just gives them another legal way of doing this in the future. So even though they haven't used that act now, there is no guarantee that they will not be used in the future for any kind of protest, even if it's peaceful. So what happened? Let's look at the video of this protest. And you tell me that this is a justifiable reason to arrest someone and charge them. It's factually true. Look at those two fat fuckers. I mean, should have at least given them a kick in the balls right before he was hauled off by the police. Freaking monarchist scum.
Disgusting! Wait, I've done nothing wrong.
He hasn't done anything wrong. I mean, the other guys were the ones that used violence, not him. This is just wrong. And, well, let's, like I said, there's the accusations on Prince Andrew are pretty thick, I would say. His excuses have been pretty lame. And here's what's more grotesque about this. During these funeral ceremonies or whatever the hell's going, I don't even know what it is, because now apparently the funeral is going to be in London. I don't know. This is how he touched his daughter. This guy is a creep, a nasty piece of work, and he deserves to be in jail. Now, the Queen at the time removed him from public visibility after the incident of, you know, the trial and whatever. But this guy just can't help himself. He's an animal. He's an absolute animal. This is how he touches his daughter. Okay? And I really want to hear any monarchists who are going to find this video on YouTube and act outraged and comment really how you justify this. Like, how do you justify that this guy is not in jail for what he's done? It's unbelievable. And remember, the only reason that he could make a settlement, an out-of-court settlement with his accuser, was because he was given £12 million by the Queen herself to get out of this mess. Mommy paid his bills. Mommy paid his court bills. How sad and pathetic is this? This is literally one of the sons of the Queen, who apparently has no discernible income, which I find really hard to believe as a royal, and required that amount of money from mommy to settle his court bills and achieve an out-of-court settlement with his accuser. So without that money, it is highly unlikely that he would have managed that settlement. And in theory, that means he could have gone to jail. So the Queen contributed to this pedophile, this groomer, because conservatives love the word groomer right now. This guy is an actual groomer. And mommy got him free. And yeah. So, I mean, the guy has been just a complete embarrassment to the royal family. And he's still there. Somehow, he's still in public. He's still, you know, maybe he might want to rehabilitate his public image now that there's a new monarch. I don't know. I really don't know. Look at this bit. The Queen's contribution to the settlement will come from her private Duchy of Lancaster estate, which recently increased by 1.5 million to more than 23 million. I mean, these are leeches. These are absolute leeches. These are lands that belong to the people. And they make money out of this. This is insane. They don't do anything for the country. They don't. They're useless. The source of the Duke's personal wealth has long remained a mystery, ill-explained by his modest Navy pension and annual 250,000 stipend from the Queen. So the Queen, mommy pays his bills every year. How old is this guy? Is he what, like late 50s? Early 60s? Probably like early 60s. It's insane. He has no discernible income, and mommy pays his annual bills. Can you imagine? Like, I would be embarrassed if mom paid my bills right now. And yet, this guy just, oh my God. I mean, please, I really, really, really want to hear these monarchist dumbasses commenting on this video. I really do. Unbelievable. He is currently selling his only known asset, the Verbier ski chalet he bought with his ex-wife in 2014 as a, quote, family investment with a mortgage and private funding from the monarch. So the Queen paid his chalet, and now he's selling it off, and that's the only money that he has, which was only made available by his mom. Wow. Just wow. Yeah. But yeah, irrespectively of whether, irrespective of this guy's horrific life choices and sexual deviancies, the fact of the matter is no one should go to jail protesting peacefully over anything, including the monarchy. And if the monarchy is such a taboo subject that protesting against it lands you in jail, I'm sorry, you are not a democracy. You are not a democracy. This is the kind of shit that happens in North Korea or Middle Eastern monarchies. It should not happen in a Western European constitutional monarchy, in a country that believes itself to be democratic. That doesn't cut it. And this is absolutely shameful, absolutely embarrassing. And you would expect the government to maybe do something about this, but of course they don't. It's the Tories. They love this. So, yeah. There you go. I really hope this guy can get some kind of crowdfunded legal bills. I'm sure Republicans, when I say Republican, I mean in the British sense of the word, as in being anti-monarchy, not Republicans in the US sense. But hope he gets his legal fees paid some way. And I mean, I don't think that he'll end up in jail or anything, but it's still just the fact that you've been arrested, you've been charged. Now you have to worry about legal fees. You have to worry about going to a court for something, for just shouting something that was not violent. Remember, these are the same people who insist that words are not violence when they say racist stuff or homophobic or transphobic stuff. Apparently words are not violent in those circumstances, but apparently in this circumstance it is. So I would love it if right-leaning people defend this, because none of the freedom of speech absolutists that I've seen on Twitter have come out to defend this, because this is as violation of free speech as I can think of, and absolute silence from these people. And you want to know why? Because they don't really care about free speech. They're fascists. They don't care. They just want free speech to be weaponized for their far-right discourse. That's the only reason they like free speech. So, yeah. On that note, long live the king. Who am I kidding? Fuck them. Fuck them all. Yeah. If you like this video, please like, please share. Most importantly, please subscribe. And just one collective fuck you to every monarchy on earth. And see you next time. Maybe I'll get arrested for this video. Who knows?